Hey you guys, it's your girl Internet, and today we coming at you with the reaction, and it's called Katt Williams reveals why Chris Tucker career really ended. Now, we know he didn't do no more Friday videos. You know, they started letting Mike Epps do it and stuff. But when Katt went on Club Shay Shay, he didn't hold it all. Only thing I don't want to hear, we already heard Katt, but I don't want to hear Eddie Griffin. Oh my God, these two right here, they telling it all. And I do believe it because it is a lot of underhand and stuff. It really is. But don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, turn your notifications on so you can see me. And let's get into this video. And another thing, Chris Tucker said like Cube didn't pay him for doing the first one. I'm like, well, maybe he didn't want enough. He wanted like another amount than more than what he gave him. So I mean, he felt like he ain't finna just be taking it. But let's see what Katt had to say about it.
The Chris Tucker that we got now is Epstein Island Chris Tucker.
Wait a minute.
If I didn't know no better, I'd tell you he's the greatest.
Turns out Williams may not have been lying.
Wait a minute, Katt. I'm up here acting like him now. Wait a minute. Already? Epstein, dang. Who haven't been over there that was in Hollywood? Who haven't been over there?
About Chris Tucker having a history with the very controversial Epstein, and the confirmation came from the actor himself.
You knew Jeffrey Epstein, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Oh my God.
You know, we flew.
But the big question is, why is this even such a big deal? Well, here's why.
The day many high-profile figures may have been dreading has happened, as dozens of big names have been revealed in the first wave of late convicted offender Jeffrey Epstein.
Tell me, how many times have you seen someone star in a movie franchise that broke all the records for years and even had installments to it, get up and leave the entertainment industry without looking back? Not a lot. Well, this was Chris Tucker's story. Initially, we thought his decision to exit Hollywood came from a place of touching the highest of heights, which made sense since he had his face on the covers of major productions. But Katt Williams has just revealed that we might not have been entirely correct. It seems having the type of success he did opened him up to a world of access to all the deepest secrets of the entertainment industry. And if we're to take Williams's word for it, this site might have been too ugly for Tucker to handle. To most people, when the name Chris Tucker comes up, the first thing that usually comes to mind is, for those that do know him well enough, is stand-up. For others who might not know his history well enough, Rush Hour is the first thought. Well, the thing that both sides have in common is that they're aware he became immensely successful in both professional pursuits, especially considering that decades after, his stand-up shows and his movie with actor Jackie Chan are still getting views like they aren't from an entirely different generation. And while his Rush Hour partner went on to star in an almost endless list of movies, Tucker decided to hang his boots. This singular move from this global superstar has left several people, fans and fellow celebrities alike, with questions about what makes a man with that of him decide not to pursue it. This conversation has already gone back and forth on social media, with people claiming that the most probable reason for his decision was that he already made more money than he could ever need off of the projects he already made. This, if we're to believe what Katt Williams has just said, couldn't be further from the truth. It seems Tucker realized that the perception he had of Hollywood coming up in the industry was miles away from his reality when he became one of the big names himself. Now, many people may be hesitant about believing Williams' side of this story because, let's face it, he doesn't exactly have a history of staying out of controversy. But what tips the scales slightly in his favor is that the claims he made about Tucker already have their foundation in published reports involving several of the biggest names in the industry and even the world at large.
Only 40 of an expected 250 documents have been released so far, but Prince Andrew, Bill Clinton, Stephen Hawking, Donald Trump and Michael Jackson are already among the names made public.
Throughout the years, several people have told us that the entertainment industry isn't really what it poses to be on the outside to people who aren't there, and more times than not, we've doubted these claims. These days, they aren't just claims anymore. Several pieces of evidence have been coming out to confirm the stories. And in the spirit of revelations being made, it seems Chris Tucker might have known a lot more about the dark side of this industry than he'd been letting up. Tucker's rise to fame was nothing short of a wild roller coaster ride.
I'll be asking the questions, old man. Who are you?
You.
No, not me, you.
Yes, I am.
He originally became a frequent guest on the legendary Def Comedy Jam in 1992, showcasing his exceptional, clean stand-up comedy routines. Unlike many comedians of the time who relied on vulgar humor, Tucker's comedic style was a breath of fresh air, witty, sharp, and family-friendly. It wasn't long before Tucker's talent caught the attention of the silver screen. In 1994, he made his film debut in House Party 3, rubbing shoulders with the likes of Bernie Mac, Marquez Houston, and Condi Alexander. But it wasn't until much later that Tucker would get to a point he could truly leave a mark with one of his most notable and side-splitting performances on Friday, among others. However, the man seemingly exited the limelight with the same speed it took him to get in. And according to Katt Williams, this might have been tied to him getting exposed to the dark side of the industry. Williams suggested that Tucker had traveled to convicted S-offender Jeffrey Epstein's Island, where the late financier was running an ST ring with partner Ghislaine Maxwell. In a new viral interview on Shannon Sharp's Club Shay Shay, the Friday After Next star spoke about why it would be hard to make another Friday movie due to the many great people that have passed on since the original films. However, Williams said Tucker, who is still alive, is no longer the same person he was when he originally portrayed Smokey in the 1995 cult
really
classic.
believe it.
And the Chris Tucker that we got now is Epstein Island's Chris Tucker, not Smokey, Williams said.
The Chris Tucker that we got now is Epstein Island Chris Tucker, not Smokey.
What makes Katt's story seem far from a lie is that there were also dozens of high-profile names that appeared in the previously sealed court documents related to Epstein, which featured the names of over 170 associates of the convicted ST. For those who may not have been aware, ever since billionaire Jeffrey Epstein was arrested on July 6th on charges of ST, the media have been scrambling to make sense of what happened on Little St. James, his 70-acre private island in the Caribbean. But on nearby St. Thomas, locals say Epstein continued to bring underage girls to the island as recently as this year, a decade after he was forced to register as a convicted SO, and that authorities did nothing to stop him. Two employees who worked at the local airstrip on St. Thomas tell Vanity Fair that they witnessed Epstein boarding his private plane on multiple occasions in the company of girls who appeared to be under the age of consent. According to the employees, the girls arrived with Epstein aboard one of his two Gulfstream jets. Between January 2018 and June 2019, previously published flight records show the jets were airborne at least one out of...
I hope that little girl or whoever that is sitting here laughing now, I hope there's somebody kin to him or something like that, because that was gross. Okay, like, no. I hope that's like granddaddy or something like that, but oh my God, I wouldn't even trust nobody like him around my children or nothing like that. No.
Out of every 3 days. They stopped all over the world, sometimes for only a few hours at a time. Paris, London, Slovakia, Mexico, Morocco. When they left St. Thomas, the employees say, they returned to airports near Epstein's homes in Palm Beach and New York City. On multiple occasions, I saw Epstein exit his helicopter, stand on the tarmac in full view of my tower, and board his private jet with children. Female children, says a former air traffic controller at the airstrip who asked to remain anonymous. One incident in particular really stands out in my mind because the girls were just so young. They couldn't have been over 16.
Golly!
Angry and hurled his jacket at one of them. They were also carrying shopping bags from stores, not on the island. I remember thinking, where in the world have they been shopping? According to the recently released documents, some of the celebrities whose names had come up for having been guests on the island ranged from powerful political figures all the way to some of the biggest names in the entertainment industry, including the likes of Leonardo DiCaprio, Donald Trump, and Michael Jackson, who, if I might add, Katt Williams revealed to have been best friends with Chris Tucker.
To be confident and not delusional is a real skill. Most of these confident people we see is really delusional.
Well, you don't think that?
Seeing as these people, who you could say ruled the entertainment industry at different points, were the ones mentioned, it's not far-fetched to think that Tucker might have landed an invite to the island since he was also at the top of his game back when he was still in it. Well, several fans seem to buy Williams' story, claiming that they had known something was fishy about Tucker even before now. One of these people wrote, "I've always thought Chris Tucker walking away from Smokey because he didn't want to be the poster child for smoking weed was so stupid, especially in the 90S00S. Others are saying Tucker is just one of many people on a black book and might not be as innocent of it all as we think. They wrote, "I'm telling y'all, some are surprised or still in denial, but Trump and his family have been in the black book, which was released a while ago and redacted. And yes, Chris Tucker is in it too. Damn." However, some fans also stood up to Tucker's defense, claiming that he didn't actually go there to partake in the dark activities. One person wrote, "Nah, we ain't doing that. Chris Tucker was Bill Clinton's friend. They did humanitarian work with Bono for a spell there. They just used Epstein's plane." I mean, if Chris Tucker really did go there for a completely different reason, I ask you, is it so unthinkable that the things he saw other big names in the industry indulge in might have been what sent him on his heels out of the industry?
That's a good...
Most of his fans on the internet don't think it's entirely unlikely, but there are still so many levels to this story that raise even more questions. Nonetheless, what do you think? That's it for this video. Goodbye.
I kind of feel like that's a good logical answer. Like, okay, if he did go to Epstein Island, did he see something that was so bad? Like, he was like, no, I don't want to do this. Because he haven't been in a lot of shows. He might pop up every once in a while and do something, and then he like back. Because he know, like, this ain't what he want. And that's the same way with Katt Williams. I feel like Katt only pop up a few years or whatever like that. But this time he getting tired of all the extra stuff with the people, like they taking jokes and all like that. But still though, I mean, that's what comedy all about. They always taking people jokes and stuff. So, but you guys, you tell me what y'all think of the video, and I will talk with y'all later. Bye, you guys.